So, welcome to tutorial 3C of my tutorial to model a Star Trek based spaceship. Unfortunately, this video was out of sync, this video and audio, so for this reason I will just play the video until the time where it is not working anymore and start commenting it then. So, we will start now.
So now we have our body with the throat, but the body has to be connected with warp engines. To do this, let's first deactivate this toggle thread view actually, and then let's scale our warp engines a little bit up. So like, let's first make it see-through. We have to select also those rotating parts. Okay. Let's see if we have everything. Okay, we have. And then scale it up along the y-axis until you are satisfied with the relation between the different sizes of the different parts. So, let's see it from different angles. Looks good. Okay. Then let's connect our warp engines with the body. First, let's think where we want to place it. So if it is like that, yeah. Or from here maybe, this might be too. Well, let's use this one and see. Let's see what we got. What we get. So again, I want this separated from the body part, so let's, instead of extruding it, let's first copy it and move it a little bit inside the mesh. Okay, completely inside. And then let's extrude it. First just a little bit to have a sharp edge here, and then let's just pull it out, and let's move it along the y-axis. Let's move it more down, like here. Okay. Okay, let's look from it from the bottom view, and then change to medium point rotation and rotate until it gets the same angle like our ship. So let's look from it from behind now. So let's make it more like that. Like this, and then let's extrude it again. Until here. So from the side view we see that this angle is too sharp, so let's move it along the y-axis again. And again let's extrude it. Move it along the z-axis. And now from behind view let's rotate this one. too much. Should be more in the center here. So let's go to C-spool mode. We are all ready. And let's select vertex selection, select both vertices, and move it a little bit. Move it actually to the middle, and then let's select those vertices here, and move it along the y-axis until we get a smoother
incoming transmission
shape here. So from the front view we don't see the warp engines quite well, so let's move it down so we see them better. More. Okay. Okay, then let's take this one and move it along the z-axis a little bit, like that. Okay. Then another thing we should do is somehow to connect or make something which looks like a connection. Here. To do so, let's loop cut and slide it. Here, move it to the upper part and rotate it a little bit so that it gets the same shape like the hull of the warp engine. Then let's again loop cut and slide it. Move it to here. Then go to face selection and select those faces. Okay, loop cut and the loop selection doesn't work so well here, so let's select them one by one. Hull standard. We don't have another hull right now, so let's say maybe in this first step just let's make a black color here, call it connection warp engine, and go to texture. Let's add again a clouded texture, not a clouded texture, yes, a clouded texture, but not Blender original, but cell noise again. Make this quite dark. So. Then we need again normal mapping here with one, let's say 2, and say finally texture 1 is of course not so good, cell noise. Okay, and let's assign it. Now let's scale this up, or let's extrude it actually. Let's scale the extrusion up. And move it down a little bit. So. So. Okay, this was bad. Let's undo that. Assign it again, like that. And then let's instead of extruding it, copy it, scale it down a little bit, move it down along the z-axis. Actually, let's go in a perspective like that, and we can move it better and make its rotation better, scale it up. Let's see what we got. Now let's go to this side view and rotate it again. Put a little bit down. And then let's extrude it and scale it down. Okay. So let's save our file. So we have quite simple connections here. Now let's go to this view where we just see the body. Let's go to the side view, pressing Ctrl Z, and to vertex mode, deselect all vertices, select those of the body and hide them. And here we see that our vertices are not perfectly aligned anymore. Let's do that. This will simplify our life when we make the texture. So, what I did was just selecting them by box selecting one line of vertices here and rest. I will just show it here again. So, I'm selecting them, scale along the y-axis and 0. Same here, scale along the y-axis and 0. Same here, scale along the y-axis and 0. Okay, that's it. Then we should also make this with those vertices here, scale by Z, 0. Scale by Z, 0. Oops, here we missed one. So, scale by Z, 0. So we can do this with the lower vertices too, since these are inside our mesh. Oops. Scale that 0. Okay. So our ship looks still like it looked before, but with nicer vertices. So now let's start making the texture. In the previous tutorials I made a new file for the texture, but now I think it's better to just keep this. Let's see what's here. Oh, there's a backup of our saucer section, so let's copy this one and go to layer 6. So let's follow it to layer 6 by pressing this layer or just number 6 on your keyboard. And then let's save it first, and then let's go to the modifier section and just apply one subdivision surface in this first step. Let's see. Okay. So we want the same here. Let's select the vertices here and hide. Select those vertices by pressing L and hide. And then we can again align those vertices along the y-axis. Those vertices seem already quite good. Yes. Okay. Almost then looks good. Let's then select those vertices and those and say scale by 0 and move it down a little bit. This will actually damage the shape of the ship a little bit, but we don't care, since this is just a texture. Our original model will keep the same. So make it like that, approximately. Actually, we can even take them and move them there. So, then same here. 0. Scale that to 0. The distance ones are not so good right now, so let's select those vertices again, move on to the other again. Now let's check. Okay, this one has an angel. This one I can edit. For this reason it can stay like it is. And Control C. Let's check. Vertex selection. Okay. And then we should by Alt H, pressing Alt H, the hidden vertices appear again. And now we need again a subsurface modifier, let's say 2. And we already aligned it so much, so I think it should be enough.
Okay. For some reason the video got broken.
So now we have
okay. I don't know why this happened. I think this was the damaged part exactly. So let's go to this. No, we were
just apply one.
Yeah, we were here.
Subdivision surface in this first.
Quiet. Quiet. Oh. Okay. We'll just make it faster. The only thing we did here is to align these faces so that they look so that they are aligned, and we can make windows, better windows, which have the same size, and to define our structure better. But anyway, in the next tutorial I switched this method a little bit, so you don't need to be so as perfect as I tried to make it here. This one you should do actually. We already saw that. Go faster, faster. Okay, I should have expected that. So I just want to find the exact situation where here. So hopefully it will not crash anymore. Sorry for that, I used a stupid tool for record the desktop, which it's not very stable. But I switched to this nice script now, which is recording this video actually, and this you can find this script in the Ubuntu forums, and it's quite nice if you use Ubuntu or Linux in general. So now we are setting the view and the render to 2 with another subsurface, and we will apply that. See how damaged this video is, it's really sad. So we applied the modifier, another subsurface modifier with 2 faces, and what I'm doing now is again aligning them, since they are not perfectly aligned anymore. Here like that, you see this curve here, and just doing that for each line. Yeah. If you don't want to do it, you don't really need to do that, since we'll use another technique in the next tutorial. So now we are selecting a lot of windows here. See, just selecting the windows we want to have, and we separated them by pressing P. We define a color for it, assigned it. Maybe that's too fast. Okay, we separated it. We added another camera, moved it along the x-axis, and rotate it so that it looks towards our ship. Then by pressing Ctrl 0 we can activate this camera, which we will do in a few minutes. Here I realized that my monitor is not working anymore, so I started it again. Key monitor. Now we made it active and we are rendering it. The first one will not work, I think, because of actually it worked, but we forgot. No, we didn't forget. The hull is also there because we just want to be able to align the texture better with the UV coordinates. Afterwards, we will see it right now. So we have this texture. Don't know what I'm talking about right now. Okay, we made another material, gave the cell noise a name, and now we are putting our image texture here, which we rendered right now. Set it to UV mapping, which we didn't. Now we select the faces which should be affected from the texture. Should be more actually. Here now we have two views. Here's the UV mapping view, and here's our 3D view. We are selecting more of our faces, more. Each face actually. So like that. In the lower one, each face which is showing to our direction, or which is somehow, you know. So then we have selected all of them, almost. Okay. Then we set project from view and selected our throat windows image, which we rendered right now, and this was the reason why we rendered it with the surface first, to be able to align it according to the surface. By the way, since we will change a lot of this stuff in the next tutorial, you don't need to be so careful. Just you can actually even jump immediately to the next tutorial if you want, but if you're missing something or whatever, just go back to here and see if you missed it because you jumped here, or just watch it, whatever. So we see in this rendering tool, when we go to texture mode, that our alignment does not look so bad. Going back to solid mode and render it without the surface now, overwriting the throat windows. Yeah, gives the texture a name. Windows throat texture is a good name. Reload it by pressing this reload button here, which you know from browsers, I think, or from wherever. So, okay. Now we put our windows to layer 7 so that we can render them singularly. Well, you know what I mean, I hope. So those faces had the wrong direction with their normal, so we flipped them. Well, what are we doing now? We are saving a lot of stuff. Okay, just looking on the texture which we rendered. Looks quite good. Okay. Reload it again, don't know why. So just moved the warp engine to other layers. Okay, that was just the hull. Oh yes, okay. So maybe just a short break here. This is the first texture, the hull texture, and that's the second texture. The reason why this looks so strange is because we didn't define UV coordinates for that yet, but they are using the same material, that's why it's looking like that, and this is looking good. We will change the material here, so that it doesn't look like that anymore. And then we have, of course, to define a texture for that too, but this is a later tutorial. So here just realized that not enough faces was assigned to this mesh, so we selected more, making a new material, copying the body hull, making it single and calling it throat hull. Yes, and that's the second the lower material. Now it has a body hull, and this body hull we will just has cell noise as a texture, but not the window texture. It will have its own Windows texture in future. Then we just activate everything to have nicer view. Go and render it. Hope these two mouse cursors are not disturbing you too much. Okay, now we called this first cam main cam. Moved it a little bit so that we can see this world better. Don't forget to make it active if you want to render it with Ctrl 0 by selecting the camera first, of course. Now this was maybe not so unimportant. Let's just show that too again. Just realize that we have too much single objects here. So this is single, this is single, and this is single. So for this reason we are selecting the... no, let's see what we do. Okay, we first parented the warp engines to the body. Now we select the surface and the body and say Ctrl P, so that the surface is parented to the body too. So when we move the body, it moves. So, and now actually we parented the light to the surface. So the head or the root of all of these objects is the body. So if we want to move all, we move the body. See, if we rotate it, everything rotates, even the lamp. And that's the state of tutorial 2 as we see. Wonderful, isn't it? Wonderful. Yes, that's the final result. We have, of course, to optimize the compositing, which we will do immediately. Okay, let's do it immediately, or not. I forgot it. It's almost 1 month ago. Oh, okay, that's it. We don't do it right now, but I think we do it in the next tutorial. Okay, that was all. Well, okay. Now that was all. Sorry for this sync problem. We will not have that in future anymore, and yeah, see you soon. Stop first.